When is the right time for children to be left at home? CBSN Boston's Paula Eben spoke to Dr. Mallika Marshall about the most recent research.
On today's Family Focus, a question that every new set of parents wonders about: leaving your child at home alone. At what age is that okay? Dr. Mallika Marshall is joining us to talk about this. And we know there's a new study published in the American Academy of Pediatrics that's shedding some new light on this.
That's right, because studies have shown that lack of adult supervision is responsible for about 40% of injury-related deaths in children. So these were researchers at the University of Iowa, and they surveyed almost 500 social workers nationwide, and a majority of them believe that children should be at least 12 years old before being left alone for 4 hours or longer. Now, almost every social worker said that a child under 6 being left alone would absolutely qualify as neglect.
Right. And then the next question gets to be, people wonder what the law says wherever they live. Is it illegal to leave a child under 12 home alone?
That's a good question. And I have a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 14-year-old, so I've sort of been wondering the same thing. And the laws do vary from state to state. So social workers really are calling on uniform nationwide guidelines and laws. But 80% of the social workers basically agreed that children under 10 should not be left alone, that it should be illegal. 50% of the social workers said kids under 12, it should be illegal. But by the time you get to be 12 years old, only about 10% of social workers say it should be illegal. So 12 and above, and certainly by 14, seems to be okay.
That's a tough age, isn't it? Where you're gauging it, if you can just run out or really go out for the evening. And you can leave a 12-year-old home, but also then you start to think about when you can leave them with another child. So
right, and babysit, right?
What are some of the guidelines that parents should follow until you get to like that age of 12?
Okay, so I personally think that children under 10 should never be left alone at home. But over the age of 10, you know, it kind of depends on the child and the circumstances. There are some children that are mature enough and confident enough to be left alone, others who are not. Some other things to consider is, how long are they going to be left alone? Are you just running down the street to pick up another kid? You'll be gone for 20 minutes. Not such a big deal. But overnight, they should not be left alone.
Of course.
How secure is the home? Are there trusted neighbors nearby? How far away are the parents going to be? And also keep in mind if the child has health issues. So if a child has bad asthma or severe food allergies, are they going to be safe on their own?
A whole other layer of concern there. And before you leave your older child home alone, what are some of the things that you should say to them, you should tell them to prepare them? Okay,
so it's not a comprehensive list, but some suggestions. So they should be able to get a hold of their parents, so they should know their cell phone numbers. They should know how to call 911. They should know how to get out of the house in case of fire or smoke. Don't answer the door if they're home alone. And sadly, where they should hide if there's an intruder. And I always tell my kids, keep your cell phone with you or the house phone with you wherever you go in the house so that I can reach you, or if you're in trouble, you can easily reach someone.
And you're so right. You have to know your child. You know, it's difference between boys and girls, the oldest child versus the baby in the family.
Right.
It's
my oldest child was not ready until recently, whereas my youngest child is like, bye, see ya.
See ya.
I'll be fine, Mom, and I will be cooking while you're gone.